I'm Monica Mandalban and I'll be performing Leopold's maneuver in order to determine the fetal lie presentation, attitude, position, and station of the presenting part. This maneuver is quite difficult to perform in patients who are obese or those who have excessive amniotic fluid, such as in the case of polyhydramnios. So first, I should be building rapport with the patient, explaining to her what she should expect and the procedures, and I should also ask her to void or empty her bladder. Next is positioning. For me, the examiner, I should be facing the patient's face for the first 3 steps, and then for the last step, I should be facing the patient's feet. And then the patient, she should be lying down supine with her abdominal area exposed, and she should be draped accordingly. Before I'll be holding any part of her abdominal area, I should ask for consent and warm my hands. If she agrees with it, we can now proceed. The first step is called the fundal grip. It answers the question what fetal parts occupy the upper pole of the fundus. Now, putting both of my hands together and forming at a triangle, I should feel for what are the parts found in the upper pole of the fundus. If it is the head, it should be round, movable, or ballotable. And then if it's the butt, it should be soft or bulky. Then, next step is called the umbilical grip. It answers the question on which side is the fetal back in order to determine the fetal lie. So using the palms of both of my hands, I'll be putting it on each side of the abdomen. One is for feeling, one is for support. So let's say this is for support. I'll be exerting gentle, deep pressure to feel for the fetal back. Then opposite side, support, then feeling for the fetal back. How will I know which is the fetal back? The fetal back is a hard resistant structure. Then if it is the extremities that I have felt, it should be numerous small, irregular, mobile parts. Then once I have identified the fetal back, let's say it is on the maternal's left side, that is where I will auscultate with my stethoscope or Doppler in order to hear for the fetal heart tones. Again, warm the instrument before putting it on the abdominal area. Then if let's say the fetal back is on the maternal right side, that is also the side where I'll put my stethoscope or Doppler in order to hear for the fetal heart tones. Just remember, where is the fetal back side, that is where you will put your stethoscope or your Doppler in order to hear for the fetal heart tones. Next is the Paulick's grip. It answers the question what fetal parts lie above the pelvic inlet in order to determine the fetal presentation or engagement. So using my thumb and my fingers, I'll put my examining hand just above the symphysis. So with this, you will know if the head is already engaged or not. If it is engaged, what I'll be feeling is the shoulders. It is fixed or knob-like structure. If it's not yet engaged, it should be movable, ballotable, and easily distended upward. Then for the last, which is the pelvic grip, it answers the question on which side is the cephalic prominence in order to determine the fetal engagement and attitude. So, like I said earlier, I'll be facing towards the patient's feet. So using the tips of both of my fingers, first 3 fingers of both of my hands, I'll put it towards the direction of the pelvic inlet, applying the pressure. So one hand will descend towards the other. The fetal part that prevents the deep descent of one hand over the other is called the cephalic prominence. So if it's in the flexion attitude, it is the same side of the fetal extremities. If it's in the extension attitude, it is the same side of the fetal back. So that is where our Leopold's maneuver ends. And don't forget to cover the patient and then ask if she has any questions or clarifications right after you have explained your findings or the report of your findings. Then thank her. Again, thank you.